Now, your dad
So
was also pretty influential in the area too. So, did that help or hurt you?
um, it helped because we'd get free soccer tickets. We had a Rhode Island Oceaneers. We get free tickets to that or things, but musically, not so much. No,
Okay.
but he was a music lover, and there's an interesting story. I know it jumps ahead a little bit, but I went to Rhode Island College my freshman year because
Okay.
my band was still active, and I didn't want to go somewhere else, so I stayed there for a year, and it was very classical based, and it just wasn't my thing. A lot of the fellow students had grown up with that type of training, and I remember that my teacher was actually one of the members of the Rhode Island Philharmonic. And I said to him, I said, I don't know if this is really the curriculum for me. And he said, there's no shame in chasing pop music. And I said, okay. I took that to heart. But one weekend, my dad came and got me, and we weren't very close. It wasn't like we had this real open dialogue all the time. I mean, there was no problem in our relationship, but there really wasn't that, how was your week, son, and blah, blah, blah. But on the way home, I said, Dad, I think I'm going to switch majors from music to business. I
Mm-hmm.
started to get just a little disheartened by the way the music was going for me, and he talked me out of it on the way home. And the next year, I asked him if I could transfer to Berkeley up in Boston, and he was all in. So that was when you talk about my father being influential. Um, to me, that's what I remember most because he was the barbershop singer when he was young.
Wow. Okay.
Um, and he actually, have you ever heard of Danny Davis in the Nashville Brass?
I have. Yes, I absolutely have.
Well, my dad used to sing with his brother
I'm
in a
kind of a
bar.
nerd though, so a lot of our listeners may not. So,
Well, Danny Davis was like the horn player in Nashville.
right.
Chet Atkins actually,
Mm-hmm.
no, Owen Bradley brought him down from New York, and Owen Bradley who ran RCA Records and opened the Quonset Hut, where everybody from Patsy Cline to George Jones recorded their music. But anyway, one afternoon when my dad was visiting, we called Danny, and we all had lunch together, and it was. And Danny's a New England guy.
Right.
And if some of your listeners look up Danny Davis and the Nashville Brass, he was a pretty big deal back in the 70s, 80s in Nashville.